Morning.
Right. Hello, everyone. I think we'll go ahead and get started. And this is the Access to Care Subcommittee. And I think this is our final meeting for this session. And just as a reminder, my name is Kim Schlessinger, and along with me is Emily Cronin. We are the co-chairs for this committee. And we have a short agenda, and the the goal is to kind of wrap things up so that we can move forward with some recommendations to the larger MLAC committee. And we're going to start the meeting with an update from SAFE, and this is kind of where we started with their House Bill 3374 proposal. And so, Ivo, I'm going to turn it over to you to update the subcommittee.
Thank you, Madam Co-Chair. Co-chairs, for the record, Ivo Tremmer, Government Relations Director for SAFE Corporation. I appreciate the opportunity to kind of say a few things on the record. Many of you already know, but I just want to repeat it here for those who don't, and also, as I said, to put it on the record. SAFE, we have come to the conclusion and we have decided that we will no longer pursue our legislative proposal. Not this session, not the upcoming short session, or any session afterwards. After much work for a couple of years, we've come to the conclusion there are just too many obstacles to overcome, and so we are pulling the plug, and we are done. Obviously, co-chairs, we care deeply about the access to care issue. We'll stay engaged, deeply engaged in the conversation, and committed to any feasible solutions that can be identified. I want to thank the two of you and staff and the larger MLAC membership for your engaging with us and so many stakeholders on that issue and identifying this as a core issue that we need to solve. I also want to express my appreciation for all the many stakeholders who are deeply engaged. We've had many thoughtful conversations over the last couple of years on this issue, and it's just impressive to see everybody kind of committed to Oregon's workers' comp system and the integrity of the system and improving the system. And so I want to say thank you to everybody. And with that, happy to answer any questions. I know I'm on here for 5 to 10 minutes or longer, but I think the message is rather short. So thank you.
Thank you, Ivo. And yes, thanks to you and Elaine for being creative and trying to address this issue. And I think it really has kind of opened this larger discussion of access to care, and hopefully some good things will come out of all this.
Great. Yes.
Are there any questions for Ivo? Kind of just gonna wait a couple seconds here to see if I get any hands.
Sounds like it looks like nobody has any questions.
Nobody has any. Okay.
Yes. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. So we'll move forward to then opening up to our stakeholders for some feedback on the table. The table is posted on the website, and I hope everyone had a chance to look through that. And so I'm just going to give a couple minutes to see if we have any further input. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Terry, for displaying that.
Thanks, Baba. She's the display person.
Thank you, Baba.
So last week, just to refresh everybody's memory, we went through the proposals that we had. So that's the top of it. Baba, can you scroll down a little bit? So then we had the different buckets of statutory rulemaking, outreach, training and education, timeliness, and then we had an other category. And so just to kind of refresh people's memory, Ann Klein had talked about how Majoris had started working on a timeliness issue related to PT. And so that is an example of what we're kind of looking at right now. as far as what stakeholders might be able to do that doesn't require any sort of statutory change. So that was what we were hoping stakeholders were bringing to the table today. Is that correct, co-chairs? Did I capture what you were hoping?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I think too, with the announcement that Evo just made, some of these, the proposals might need to be updated and changed because some of them are kind of like piggyback onto that House bill. And so since there's going to be no more House Bill 3374, some of the stakeholders might want to revisit their proposals and, resubmit them. Okay, I see Ann Klein, your hand's up.
Yes, hi, and I'm traveling and having some struggle with audio. So first question is, can you hear me?
I can, yes, thank you.
Okay, great. I've got dual situations going on here. First, I just wanted to, first, Ann Klein, Majoris Health Systems, one of the MCOs here in Oregon. And first, I want to express appreciation for this overall process and the platform that both of you co-chairs have provided for what I think has been a very productive and engaged collaborative discussion. And one of the recommendations Majoris would like to make is actually pursuing an avenue to establishing, I guess what I'd call maybe a task force that is an ongoing platform for these types of discussions, and recognizing that we are operating within a larger context of, it's not just a challenge of access to care for Oregon workers, it's a challenge of access to care for Oregonians. And even broader than that, it's a national topic as well. And because of that, I think we should be expecting a need for continued evolution and resiliency, that there won't be just quick fixes that we could say we're done and we move on. So we would like to advocate for a task force that provides broad stakeholder representation, representation from the insurer market, from MCOs, obviously from medical providers, with really wanting to highlight that within the medical provider community, what we've seen in the discussions with the subcommittee is that it is the treating providers. It's both specialists, it's ancillary, it's attending physician, and the other side of the coin that seems to be just as critical is it's the support staff and the administration that sets policies. The support staff understanding how work comp works definitely seemed to echo as, here is some secret sauce of feeling competent and empowered in treating workers' compensation. And we also heard some concerns about different health systems that may be choosing to limit how much their overall group is engaged in treating workers' compensation. And I think having more of those discussions to drill in is important. I also think it's important to identify where there might not be easy, readily representation. As the MCO, I recognize we are not, as has been brought up several times, not all workers are enrolled in an MCO. And but in fact, the Work Comp Division provided some data running up through 22 that demonstrates it's less than half of workers are enrolled in an MCO. And so we have another subset there that requires representation. And I know that worker attorneys do a very good job of advocating for those that they represent, but that's also limited. For Majoris specifically, only 18% of enrolled claims are represented. And so what I recognized as well is maybe there is a space and a portion of workers that we're not quite having a direct avenue of representation that maybe deserves some exploration as well. And then final piece would be, which I think is always what we want to do, but recognizing these conversations are great to bring forward the case studies and identify as a compass where we should drill in. But then the next phase is, where's the data? And ensuring that we are tapping into appropriate sources to make sure that any changes we make or decisions are as data informed as possible. And we believe that having a cross-stakeholder task force type concept would also then ensure that we have multiple lines and avenues to the data to then drill into those case studies that come forward in conversation. So that's our very high level takeaway and recommendation that we would really like to see introduced into the system.
Great. Thank you so much, Anne, for that. That's a great summary of yeah, going forwards. I appreciate that. I see Kirsten Adams, your hand is up.
Hi, yes, Kirsten Adams from AGC. I wanted to echo what Anne remarked on of the need for a continued conversation. I think a lot of really good topics have come up here and a lot of really important things for us to be considering. But I think, to Anne's point, this is something that is kind of constantly evolving. And I think that given so many other issues that we see in the workers' comp space come back to an access to care issue, I think having an ongoing conversation where we can be talking about, the things on this chart, we can be talking about rules that could be changed or, ultimately any legislation that's needed. But I really like the idea of continuing to tackle this issue as it kind of changes with, different realities in the healthcare system. So I was actually already kind of thinking that. And then when Anne said it, I just wanted to jump on and echo that I think that would be a really helpful path for us to take and not just let the conversation stop here. So thank you for the opportunity to add my comment.
Hey, thank you. So anybody else would like to provide some additional feedback? I see a hand from Amanda Sullivan.
Okay. Hey guys, can you hear me and see me?
Yes, thank you.
Hi, my name's Amanda Sullivan Astor. I am with the Associated Oregon Loggers. We have a group with SAFE and are very engaged in the workers' comp space for forest operators and small businesses that work in the forest sector. We track along a lot, but have not been super active as a visual audio participant at many of these meetings, but we have been present, just lurking in the background. So we just wanted to highlight some of the same sentiments from AGC and Ann Klein about continued efforts around access to care. We're very interested and have been working with some researchers from Oregon State University and Texas A&M, specifically around the sector of Oregonians that we work with in the state that are interested in trying to do some additional research around access to care and care for injured workers in the forest sector. So it's definitely something that we continue to be very interested in and kind of looking at how do we improve that system. So just wanted to highlight and let you guys know that Associated Oregon Loggers is very engaged in this topic. And there are also a lot of researchers that continue to be very interested in trying to sort of crack this nut. So the opportunity for continued efforts, for continued task forces to look at how we can address getting more providers into the system and providing better, high quality and more timely access to care for Oregonians and injured workers is something that we care really deeply about.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know, that you're there. And it's really been fascinating for me to hear all the, the different facets of this access to care and the different players and stakeholders. So thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? I see Matt West.
Good morning. Can you hear me? All right. I'm also traveling. I'm in the airport right now. I just wanted to thank everybody else for their participation, but and extend an invite to the Rule Advisory Committee for the 9, 10, and 15s. So that's going to be on November 18th at 2 p.m. I think, or yeah, I think it's 2. I think the invite just went out. Might be 1 o'clock. I don't know if my phone is on Oregon time or Denver time, but Anyway, we'll make sure that you all have the correct date and time. But some of the topics that came up during this subcommittee are going to be on the agenda. So we just want to make sure that there's involvement to continue the discussion and how we can help during the rulemaking process. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, and good luck with your travels. I can understand it's a kind of a challenging time to be in airports right now, so I wish you the best of luck. And let's see, anyone else? I don't see any further hands. So I think then I think that was really it there. Again, that's a short agenda. We just want to kind of to sum everything up and just want to thank everyone for their participation and for joining us. Emily and I are new to MLAC and then very new to this subcommittee format. So we just on behalf of Emily, I just want to say, thank you for your patience and for helping us, guiding us through this process. Anything else? Emily, do you have any further thoughts?
Yes. Real quick before I say my thoughts, Terry, we didn't get any additional written feedback other than we've already received or any written. Excuse.
No, we did not. I do have one question, from stakeholders' feedback. Who would be interested in a task force? It sounds like everybody would be. I'm gonna shake my head up and down. It sounds like there's lots of interest to be continuing a task force. Okay,
I see hands going up. I think those are hands that say yes
okay, yes.
to a task force.
Okay, so as we know, we have average weekly wage going on at the same time, and we also have a short legislative session. So I can't make any promises. We have all this material and it is not going to go anywhere. I promise you that we will work on something. I can't tell you exactly what that will be, but I hear what you're saying. There's lots of interest, and I will talk with the co-chairs and we will decide what we'll do with that, okay? Because it is important. And also reaching out to others, to Ann's point, because this isn't just a work comp healthcare provider, it's also other entities that aren't in the room. Like, anyway, a larger discussion, and we will get back to you with what we figure out. Okay, Co-Chair Cronin, looks like you are ready to go.
I'm back to the living. I don't know how I managed to choke. Right at the right time. No, I was really just going to echo Kim's sentiments as far as being appreciative for patience and understanding while we sort of pick apart all of the problems. This subcommittee has been really beyond informative, like really inspiring, if I can use that word, when it comes to stakeholder engagement and trying to solve really complex problems, and hearing feedback from everybody who is participatory just really feels like we're all trying to do our best. And so I just am grateful for the opportunity to hear both the problems and the solutions that might work, might not work, and getting the creative juices flowing as far as thinking outside of the box to solve this. Because once we solve all of the issues for access to care and workers' comp, we can just scale it and then have the best healthcare system in all of Oregon. In all of the country. I'd like Oregon to be the best of the best. So that is all I have to say.
Thank you. So I think then we will kind of tweak the spreadsheet there, the table. finalize it, and then we will send that off to the larger MLAC meeting, which is going to meet, I think it's November 6th.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So that is our task between now and then, is to kind of formalize that and send that off. Is that correct, Terry? Did I get that right?
Yes, that is correct. And just, I don't know if you saw in the chat, Matt did say the rulemaking on the 9s, 10s, and 15s is November 18th from 1 to 4.
Okay.
It's in the
Oh,
chat. Yeah,
Oh, it is. Huh. Oh, I didn't see that in the chat, but okay.
yeah.
All righty. So that was, once again, that's November 18th from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Okay.
And it's a virtual meeting.
What is?
You know,
Okay.
we're all virtual because we're all, they're getting ready to move. They're putting the equipment in the garage right now. So yeah, we're getting closer. So yeah.
And the November 6th meeting is virtual as well?
Yes, the MLAC
Okay.
meeting in
Yeah.
November is completely virtual. The December 4th meeting is the last meeting in 260. It will be in person if you
Okay.
can attend. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like our last wahoo in 260.
Oh, oh, we'll send off to that room. All righty. All right. So is there any before we say goodbye, is there any last hands, comments? No? Okay,
Just thank
well,
you to everyone. This has been a really great group, done a lot of great work. So we appreciate everything that you've done, co-chairs, stakeholders. Great job.
well, Terry, we could not have done it without you and Baba. You guys really are the ones doing all the heavy lifting. So thank you. Very grateful to both of you. Thank you. All right, well then we're going ahead and adjourn and have a great rest of the day, and hope to see everyone in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.